Play continues. Flag is up. Just leaking to an offside position was Jerry Luata, freshman from Canada. Here's Golden. Kalala. The goal scorer, Doherty. Kalala again. Room to maneuver. Smith taking over, and Smith driving right at his defender. It's Smith off the back of a defender. Josh Hancock getting the crucial intervention. And relentless Lipscomb reloads.
I know so many teams nowadays in 2021, and you see teams like Barcelona playing this tiki-taka style, but Lipscomb's had a lot of success just repressing, getting the ball back, being able to try and be on the offense as quick as possible.
Low driven cross, again destroyed by Kalala.
You know, it shows you that you don't need to just hold the ball for 90 minutes. You know, you can be as lethal, breaking as quickly as you can, but also putting your foot on it like they need to do right now.
When you say put your foot on it, settle the
play. Yes, sorry. I got to get my my soccer brain out. I'm thinking as if I'm on the field. Yeah, you know, put your foot on it. See what ETSU is doing. Move the ball a little bit. Try and unbalance them. Yeah, just pass it between Turner and Kalala. Take a step into the midfield. Try and pick out Lopez. Great turn from him there, though. If he turns, able to play Priest. Priest is able to switch it to Woods. They've accomplished exactly what they needed, or they can do it on the free kick.
Downloaded by Wood. Driving right at his defender. Slipped inside for Smith. Cleared away as far as Kalala. Did well to win the ball back. And the Bisons recharge. Side to side they go. Looking for a crevice in this Buccaneers back line. Golden.
Talk about this Buccaneers back line. They're compact. You know, they're not easily broken down. They're shifting, they're moving, they're well organized. You know, it's going to take a lot more from Lipscomb to break these guys down than they've had to deal with in the past.
Oh, how neatly done that was by Smith and Doherty. Touch too heavy. Reclaimed by Smith. Quality on the ball for Lipscomb.
Yeah, this is a nice stretch of play for them. When you have guys at the outside back positions as Robinson, Goulden, Woods out wide, Kalala in the middle, and then your midfield as tight, as compact as they can be with a lot of technicians in there, you're going to have a lot of success.
Golden chopped in towards Smith, who goes down. Second time Lipscomb's had a shout for a penalty. And the second time that shout falls on deaf ears.
Just hasn't been legitimate for me in terms of calling a penalty.
Says the career defender. Here's Lopez. Hoisted in towards Robinson, the goalkeeper off his line. And Prescott made a scene of it. In the end, he is able to defuse any sort of attacking opportunity for the Bisons. Only 20 minutes into this one, Lipscomb leading off the goal from Ryan Doherty.
As I was driving over here, I was wondering, does their third game in a week really play a factor into how they go into the game? Will they start to peter off towards the 60th minute mark? But I think they're just starting to find their footing just about now. They're moving the ball exemplary. You know, let's see what they can do in these next 10 minutes. I think it's going to be crucial for them to get the second.
Panholzer taken back by Wood. Billmeyer spinning, ran right into a trap. Lopez and Wood.
Excellent job to win it, but they need to come out of there. That's when they need to play Doherty and then switch the point of attack.
So Taylor, you've played obviously at every level, Major League Soccer, USL, going all the way back to college. Is it safe to assume that college players can recover faster? Like, do you remember being able to recover faster when you were 20 years old for 3 games in a week than, say, your current spell at 27 in Major League Soccer?
That's a good question. I don't think I ever had to deal with 3 games in a week. The most was, to be honest, though, we would play Friday, Sunday in college.
Ooh.
And most of the time, you know, the Sunday game, you would feel it towards the 80th minute mark. But definitely nothing to the point of 3 games consistent back to back to back. And then, you know, going into the next week, you also have another stretch of games. Definitely haven't dealt with anything like I did last year. That was wild.
Quality of the pitch matters too.
Completely.
Good surface here, good soft surface, natural grass.
Shackleford Road. I love the name of this. I love the name. I think it's the coolest. I think I just like the way you say it.
The fans at the stoplight on Shackleford Road behind this throw-in, getting a good glimpse of this ETSU attack. Composed defending once more by Thomas Priest. Lipscomb on the break. Golden with room to roam.
Excellent from Golden. He recognized that Woods, his run was decent, but it wasn't going to be able to break them down. Switches the point of attack, and now they're on the offense.
Robinson going at Aiden O'Brien. Rolled inside for Lopez on the turn. It's Lopez! Over the crossbar from the Costa Rican, and he's made quite an impression on this match.
That's picture perfect from what I think Lipscomb needs to do. Ball comes out, not on, switch the point of attack, go at him, find the ball into the middle, find Lopez. If Lopez isn't going to shoot, he's going to find someone else that's going to. Excellent from Lipscomb.
It was Lopez who drew the foul that led to the free kick that Lipscomb scored on. Lopez hailing from Costa Rica.
Saprissa.
The Saprissa Academy, which is the academy of the top club in Costa Rica. One that produced your teammate, Randall Leao.
Yes, sir. Man, I love that from Kalala. He just takes that touch past the forward. He's done it in multiple games, and then he switches the point of attack for Lipscomb. That just frees so much open space. It makes ETSU drop back a little bit, and now they can sort of regroup and possess higher up the field. Let's see if he does it again. Well done.
Golden galloping. Swept in towards Smith. Reclaimed by Lopez, linking up with Smith. Scramble at the edge of the penalty area. Back for Smith, and now wide for Wood. Stood backwards for the goal scorer, Doherty. In towards Priest. Lipscomb side to side, exploring their options. Lofted in, and sure hands from Prescott. ETSU won 5 of its last 7 matches in 2019, but only returned 2 goal scorers from that team that won 8 games last year. And by last year, I mean 2019.
It's so funny to always think that way, yeah.
The 2 win an entire calendar year without a competitive match. Over 450 days.
We're going to have to do a lot more to try and get past that man.
And ETSU going to have a set piece as Tarek Poundholzer has been chopped down by Lopez.
There's some words being said. The left back from ETSU and Lopez, you can see him, Lopez giving him a little bit of a look. Now he's getting a talking to. This game could get a little bit chippier.
Kieran Richards standing over. Kiwi from Auckland, New Zealand, preseason All-SoCon. Scored 6 goals last year. To go along with 2 assists, and he stands over this free kick. Sent into the Tennessee sky. Nodded to safety by William Turner.
You got to think he's played a little bit of rugby in his career, huh? Something you know a little bit about, John.
He is not a small young man.
No.
Second most goals by a freshman in school history.
Whew. Watch out for this Lipscomb freshman team. They're going to break some records. That's another thing for ETSU. The boy in the middle, Ludo, Tom, not really on it too much. You know, they haven't been able to find him, and he hasn't been able to spread the attack for them. Maybe that's why they haven't really had any clear-cut chances. Or maybe it's just Lipscomb being able to win all these balls and win it back immediately. Definitely getting chippier. Got to stay warm somehow.
Here's Doherty. And Robinson has earned the throw in.
One thing that I think can help this Lipscomb team is when Goulden gets the ball there, he can play Kalala back, and Kalala can play it to the other center back. But Goulden himself can play that center back. You know, ETSU is throwing 3 guys to pressure the ball. If he's able to switch it just by bypassing one of his center backs, they're going to be able to break this press just a little bit easier.
Bisons make their first substitution. Lopez out, and in comes Killian Byrne. Sophomore from Connecticut. Is credited with a goal this year. The scoring was generous.
Yeah. That's at college. I'm going to give it to you.
Looked more like an own goal over the midweek match versus University of Alabama Huntsville, but Byrne does get credit for it.
I feel like if I scored a goal like that, I never would have gotten it.
Because they pay you every time you score.
That's not in my contract.
Here is Byrne. Should be. You're going to be a winger this year.
Yeah.
There's a foul, though. And Lipscomb will have the free kick.
Good.
Wood and Golden wide. Unfiltered passage for Golden. Lofted into a good spot. Headed out. Crashing in was Wood. Aerial duels commence, and Byrne taking over. Buccaneers got to be careful here not to jab in a foot. It is really smart defending from Jack Perry, the freshman.
Man, it's got to be tough for other teams when they're playing against Lipscomb to think both sides are attacking threats. You know, whether it's Woods, whether it's Spicer, who's not into the game right now, Marful, you know, like their ability, and also from the attacking fullback position, Robinson, Goulden, their ability to get around and whip balls in, that's got to be dangerous, you know? And you got a guy like Smith in the middle who's not necessarily the biggest, but his ability to hold up play, his ability to wiggle out of situations, you know, that's what a guy of his stature, who's not exactly the tallest, that's what makes him so special.
Lipscomb has made a substitution. Kyle Sutton in, the freshman from Missouri. And he replaced Austin Marful.
I was wondering if they're going to make more substitutions this game. 3rd game in a week. A lot of guys got to be relied on at this point.
And Charles Morrow told us that. He said, you've got to have players getting experience and getting game time because, I mean, we all know one positive test or 2 or 3 comes the day before a game, and then suddenly, you know, you're out a few starters, and you've got to plug in players.
Yeah, something that we at Nashville SC had to deal with. And, you know, the guys who came in were able to to rise to the occasion. And for Charles Morrow and this Lipscomb team, you know, these young freshmen they're not playing like freshmen. You know, they're playing like experienced players. They're hungry. They're willing to get after it. You know, they're doing an exemplary job of just stepping up and rising to the occasion. You know, it's not even a, hey, I need to make a name for myself. It's like, hey, I'm going to make a name for myself.
Kalala skipping the midfield, right to Smith. Now they will enlist Wood. The composed Turner, making his third career start here in his third collegiate match. Doherty forward for Byrne.
This is where they need to swing it. One touch. Nice.
Golden. Wood. Golden carries his run forward, and Wood slipped on the Tennessee turf. Dainty roulette from Perry. Not much from ETSU here in the last 15 minutes or so.
No, they came out hot. They're switching the point of the attack well, but you know, it comes into moments like these where it's like, are they going to get the ball? This is their clearest chance yet.
Billmeyer. Lacrosse heading back post, right across the frame of goal and stabbed in. Jared Luata, the freshman, with his first collegiate goal. And right when you wondered, is there any venom in this ETSU team, they bite Lipscomb back. It is 1-1.
Man. Great switch of the point of the play. Geez, he has acres of space here. You know, acres of space to pick out just a point in the box where Robinson's tucked in, as he should be, but the ball goes right over his head, headed back. Just unfortunate for Lipscomb. But, you know, they've been on the offense for the last 15, 20 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if they bag a goal. I'm not making any more bets, but, you know, this right side for Lipscomb is very dangerous. I'd like to see a little bit more play coming down this right side. And a finished product, not just possession coming out of here, Kalala stepping into the midfield. I want to see Woods being able to beat the players 1v1. Find Smith in the middle, a clear-cut chance.
So just like that, we are equal on Shackleford Road. Lipscomb had been dominating this match. Watts' goal brings the Buccaneers back into this one. And it wasn't like Lipscomb took their foot off the gas.
No. It's just great play from ETSU. They're doing what Lipscomb's doing right now, switching the point of attack, but they did it in a forward-thinking manner, right? The ball wasn't just sprayed on a square ball, you know.
Nodded forward by Wood. Lipscomb trying to counter right back. Wood puts his shoulder down, fizzes across right at the frame of goal, and Smith has turned it wide.
Ask and you shall receive. That's exactly what we needed. That's exactly what I wanted to see from Woods. You know, he's had so much success being able to drop the shoulder and go line. The last two times that he's gotten the ball, he's cut in onto his left. You know, his strength is his ability to take that touch towards the back shoulder of the defender. That makes the defender get flat-footed, and then he can use his burst of pace to get to the end line. Smith does an excellent job of getting near post, and for a striker of his stature, right, he needs to be going near post to try and get on the end of balls.
Play starting to open up after the Buccaneers goal. Under 13 minutes to go now in this first half. And Luto Tom getting a talking to from the referee. Dreaded finger wag.
You love to see the personality in players. You love to see
talking about the referee.
Oh, that too. The referee's he has some personality. The first free kick, he sprinted over 5'10". He was doing the 5'10" drill.
Showing you who's in charge.
Yeah.
Doherty. Golden. Time to prepare a service. Instead cuts in. Byrne. Priest. Service is altered. Throw in for Lipscomb.
I like that play from Lipscomb, but I think Goulden can play an early cross there. If I'm being nitpicky.
Byrne. Really able to wiggle past the third defender. One back by Byrne. Thought twice about a cross, and Luton Tom has won the possession back and been awarded the bailout whistle.
You can see Tom getting a little bit more involved in the game, definitely on the defensive side of things.
Now Lipscomb does not want to go to overtime with ETSU. ETSU played 5 overtime matches last year, did not lose a single one of them. We're a long way off from that.
Jeez. Yeah.
I think the fans would enjoy this one being wrapped up in a proper 90 minutes. Here is Smith in a rare realm out on the wing. Oh, it's spilled across, still defending to be done, and hurried to safety on that far sideline. No Tyrese Spicer today for Lipscomb. Saw him hobble off in the last match.
I think they're faring just fine. You know, they have enough attacking threats, enough young guys who are willing and want to get into the attack. And you know, we've seen a lot more from Robinson these last 2 games. The first game he was there, but you know, these last 2 games he's been really staunch in his defending. He's been able to get into the attack. He's whipped 1 ball in already. You know, I love, as an attacking left-sided player, you want to see the ball come down the left side, but this right side for Lipscomb is what's so appealing, and let's see if they can get on the overlap here.
Real sophisticated build up here from the Bisons, and it's Goulden bearing down. His cross was denied. Reloading is Byrne into a good area. Doherty could not tame the ball on the surface. A chance for the Buccaneers to break. Big Kiwi, Kieran Richards, igniting the Buccaneers forward. Oh, he's gone for glory. And he has not found it.
I always wonder what goes through people's heads when they do that.
Well, when you're the team's leading returning goal scorer, 6 goals last year.
Yeah.
It's a wet, slippery surface.
I did that
Don't think Sibley's made 1 save.
Yeah. It's cold.
You're also just tired at this point in the game, right?
You've been running. You just did a lung busting run as well. Off dead balls, Lipscomb's done an excellent job of being able to play quickly. You know, like ETSU loves to sort of get back into formation and be organized, but when they can play quickly, they're having a lot of success being able to unbalance them. Tough to do it there when the referee is standing over the ball, though.
You can see off camera Michael Sibley, the Lipscomb goalkeeper, just waving his arms and trying to stay warm outside of his own goal box. Every once in a while, he'll do some sprints back and forth on the 18 just to keep himself engaged in this match. As temperatures right at freezing, up to 5 inches of snow expected over the next 2 days. Doherty sprayed it across the frame of the 18-yard box. And as always, composed defending from William Turner.
He's a guy I don't talk about a lot, but man, he's been so consistent. You know, and I think he does everything right in a fashion that's not flashy or showboaty, but he just gets the job done.
Who does he remind you of on the professional level? I'm having a hard time pinning it down.
As a center back, I'd have to think about that. Because look at that entry ball. That's a great entry ball. I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Buccaneers on the run. Kalala cannot get there, and Panholzer can. And he sent the ball over. Things out again from ETSU, showing their capabilities on the break.
You know, this is a wild comparison,
Okay.
but only because he's playing left center back. David Alaba.
Okay. Yeah.
David Alaba at Bayern Munich right now, playing left center back. You know, able to win balls over the top, able to find entry balls, wiggle out of situations because he was a former left back. And he takes his time on the ball. He's composed. He doesn't seem to be too hurried. It's wild, though. It's a little bit wild.
Not the biggest either.
But this is the switch that I think they need, but they need to find feet.
Priest with room to maneuver. Opted for the diagonal. Clairvoyant defending from Josh Hancock, the captain.
I don't know if you noticed that, but that little, I was going to say that little nudge from Kalala was what was able to for him to win the ball. But my guy on ETSU did not like that at all. I'm just thinking to myself, if I'm Kalala, that's just great defending.
As the goal scorer, Leata. And 2 players still in discussion. Now, the referee was reaching for his pocketbook at one point. Perhaps the fizzle and temperatures will leave Leata unpunished. And that is the case.
It takes too much energy to take the hand to the pocket. Keep it in the. He's not even wearing gloves, the ref.
Robinson. Ran into a blue wall. One back by Kalala. What else is new?
Yeah. And look at that from Turner. Even that ball into, who is it? Sutton. Even that ball into Sutton, one time, able to take it down, play one touch to Robinson. Robinson not able to complete the play, but excellent from Turner. And right there is the big difference why Golden is an elite level, I think, college player. He's able to open up his hips, look forward, sees nothing's really on, maybe we'll keep it. You know, just that little bit of opening up the hips, that is what's the difference in making an okay right back, left back from a player of his caliber.
And Golden has crept forward here to amplify the attack.
And that touch.
Still with Golden. Wood. Doherty. Priest. Turner. Robinson. Skips across the turf, and then now leaking out as Leata, the goal scorer, and Lipscomb needs to hustle back to defend. A lung-busting run coming from Panholzer on the left. And the Bisons do recover, and ETSU will now set up from its back line. Billmeyer. Pursued by Priest. Oh, that's well done by the Buccaneers, and Panholzer on the left. First time service, and it's Sibley who's there to clay.
Billmeyer's done an excellent job of being able to take his touch past the half-field line, find his players who are coming to either checking to or in the middle, and then they're able to get the ball out wide. Goal came from this left side as well. Billmeyer was on the switch. Acres of space.
And where is it coming from? Is it that Golden's too far up in the attack? Is it there's just a gap between him and Kalala, the right center back?
No, see that one, Woods was trying to pressure high. Didn't win the ball. That gives Billmeyer the availability and the space to say, all right, I'm going to take as much touches as I can because Golden can't come to me. Because if he does, then the forward for ETSU is going to run into the channel and Kalala is going to be caught out. Someone else from ETSU can run into where Kalala was. That's just unfortunate because of the defending from Lipscomb. But this kid plays a lot like Robinson. You can tell he's a former winger or something.
Oh, it's a perfectly weighted ball right over the top. And an early hit. Perhaps having more time to take it down was Josh Denton, whose eyes must have been wide. And the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, stirs it wide.
Denton's going to want that one back a lot more time than he thinks.
It was a sneaky ball as Denton had creeped up from the center of the midfield, making just his 17th appearance in his now 4th season for ETSU. Less than 3 minutes to go here in this first half.
A lot of credit to Coach Casper. This ETSU team moves well defensively. You know, they collapse the space, but that's where Lipscomb can be able to spring the attack.
Wood seeking an avenue. Flopped in back post. Creeping up to win it back is Robinson. Doherty. Priest. Golden. Feathered in and headed out by Foster. And bombarding forward is Richards. Lung-busting run from Richards, still going. And there's the rock in the back in Hayeswood. Excuse me, I apologize. William Turner.
Hayeswood on the ball, though. Yeah, Turner has been sneaky about being able to take his touch at whoever's in front of him for ETSU and then playing the ball wide or into the middle. You know, when Lipscomb is able to have a little bit more time and a little bit more space, like Kalala right now, take space. Draw a defender, then you can play the ball. There you go. But, ooh, lucky there.
Robinson, cross in front. Smith with his back to the target. Now Burns slashing at it. That may be the last chance of the half. 1 minute remaining here in this first 45.
And a good 45 for Lipscomb. You know, they've been clinical. You know, this front three, as I'm always so high on, they're able to get into some goal scoring opportunities, but it just hasn't been clinical enough. You know, it hasn't been as clear cut enough as you'd like.
Lipscomb has controlled the pace, they've controlled the possession. They have not controlled the score line.
No.
.20 seconds left in this half. One last venture forward for Lipscomb. And Golden had his maneuver denied. And Kalala smartly, with the time winding down, takes the safe option.
8, 7, 6.
And the last touch of the half will come from the goalkeeper, Michael Sibley. And his kick sends us in to halftime. 1-1 the score at halftime. Lipscomb scored in the first couple minutes of this match. ETSU equalized later, and they head back to their sidelines, knotted at 1 goal apiece. We'll put our headsets down. What is it, Taylor? Can we go jump on the ETSU bus? It's been warming up. They got the heat on in that. We'll find somewhere to be warm. We hope you are as well, and we'll talk to you in about 15 minutes. 1-1 our score at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex.
It's coming. Smoother. A little bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'm talking too much though. Huh? You good?
Back at the Lipscomb Soccer Complex as we get ready for half number 2, ETSU and Lipscomb. 45 more minutes and possibly more. Here from Nashville, John Freeman and Nashville SC winger Taylor Washington to bring you this second half. It is the final half in what is a massive stretch of matches for Lipscomb. This is match number 3 in 1 week. And well, Taylor, we saw Lipscomb control the first half possession-wise. They controlled the pace, but a shock equalizer from ETSU and the Buccaneers hanging around in this match. What can we expect in this next 45?
You got to think Charles Morrow at halftime is saying, hey, we have to bring it to him. We're not going to overtime. We're going to seal this game in the next 45 minutes. We need to stick to our game plan. We need to switch the point of attack. We need to draw them in, then play the ball out wide. That's where they're having a lot of success. And just be patient with it too. You know, if you look at this ETSU team, they had no clear-cut chances. You know, half chances. They scored a goal off a great switch, but other than that, nothing really.
Lipscomb in the all gray and ETSU in the visiting dark blue kits. And Lopez has been fouled. And Luton Tom whistled for the foul, and he's going to get the first booking of the afternoon.
And rightly so. Game's getting chippy. Ref has to keep it under wraps.
Lipscomb's lone goal came from Ryan Doherty. It came off of a set piece. Perhaps the scripted routine here between Lopez and Golden, who are still in discussions on how to address this free kick.
I think Golden's taking it. I saw Lopez point to him. Yeah, he's looking at him.
Is that how it works?
I think. I could be wrong. Been wrong before. Only once, though.
Forwards hold their runs. William Turner has also crept into the box, and the center back lurking.
A nice ball over the Kiwi.
And it is Golden who whips it in. Wood rising and heads it right into the waiting palms of Andrew Prescott.
It's got to come back across. We're always taught, head it back where you came from. Great ball, though.
It's a well-warped ball from Golden. And ETSU finding space down the left side, and Panholzer. Studious defending from Kalala, and it will be a corner kick for the Buccaneers. This will be their second corner of the afternoon. Their first one came in the first minute of the first half. First minute of the second half here. Put into a good area, headed down by Tom. It's loose in front and slammed over the crossbar. And it was a lunging Jack Perry who had the opportunity to send the Buccaneers in front. Could not get a full purchase on his shot. And Lipscomb escapes that set piece unscathed. Bison's exploring the entire width of the pitch. Sideline to sideline they go, and an intricate buildup. It's at the feet of Robinson.
This is good from Lipscomb. They're breaking the lines. Kalala able to break the line of the midfield for ETSU. Let's see if he can do it again. Nope. Take the time, possess. Now play Robinson out wide and then get the ball to maybe Lopez?
There it is. Lopez worked wide for Marvel. Lopez trying to return back for Marvel. Was bouncing off of the freshman. And then conceding the corner kick was Luton Tom. And Lipscomb given a gift of a set piece.
I think in the first half you saw Golden a little bit too low. And that play right there is a perfect example of Kalala breaking the line. Robinson does an excellent job of doing that on this side. He's always staying high, able to try and break the line, then take his touch forward. And I think another thing for these Lipscomb wingers, they have a lot more space than they think. They're looking at their defender as soon as they get the ball, taking a touch, looking to try and play inside, but they have more area down the line.
Corner lofted in and flicked out by Perry. Reloaded by Priest, in for Kalala, who's still lurking. Pumped high and away, and Lucas Leitner trying to run on in his first minutes of the afternoon. Player from Clarksville, Tennessee, born on the 4th of July.
America.
Tom. And a foul as the official wanted to play advantage when it dissipated. Blew his whistle.
I know we heard a lot about Tom coming into the game, but he just hasn't been.
Talking about Ludo Tom,
yes.
Ludo Tom, yes.
Ludo Tom, yeah, he just hasn't been doing too much. Maybe that's Lipscomb being able to close him down quickly, but you know, they've sort of stifled him.
Throw in for ETSU. Not through the lack of effort from Wood. And Wood, for his work, has won the ball back. Switch denied by Josh Denton. And the Bisons will have to go back to their goalkeeper, Michael Sibley, the sophomore from London. Coach Morrow saying, just starting to see what he's capable of. A couple big saves against Alabama Huntsville, right when the Chargers are trying to get back into it.
This is where Lipscomb excels. They win that second ball. Now they can go wide.
Lopez can turn. Poked off of his foot by Tom. Turner. Lopez. Marful. Robinson. Off the defender. And the Buccaneers hoist the clearance high.
That's exactly where they have their success. Play the ball into Lopez. Lopez plays it wide after they've drawn two defenders, and then they're able to spring in the attack. Here we go.
Really delicate footwork for Lipscomb. No foul. Play continues. And Doherty wins the possession back.
They really don't let him get a second touch on the break.
Golden.
Excellent from Lipscomb.
Curled in towards Lopez. Buccaneers a chance to set sail, and Kalala went lunging into a challenge right in front of the Buccaneers bench. Which is in full voice of protest. Kalala still on the scene. No Bisons have been booked yet.
Definitely don't deserve to be booked there.
It will be a free kick, though, for ETSU. Wind starting to swirl. Some flurries in the air as well.
Many Starbucks cans in hand.
Comes the cross. Last touch the head of Kalala, so necessary addressing of the ball by Robinson. Oh, and now Lipscomb a chance to break with Lopez. That diagonal ball is a good one to Wood. Puts his head down and drives. Wood trying to outmuscle his defender. Squares it back across for Lopez. Squared it off the crossbar and then got fouled. Excuse me, did the fouling as the Buccaneers are trying to break out.
Were you watching Lipscomb or Real Madrid there?
It was
Excellent.
quite the build-up and nearly the perfect finish for Lopez.
And that all starts from Robinson. Robinson has the intelligence to look up, sees he can't play the ball on the ground, plays the ball in the air, to Marfel. Marfel with an excellent ball into Lopez, and then Lopez doesn't even need to take his head up. He knows exactly where Woods is streaking down the line. Excellent play from Lipscomb there.
So the Bisons nearly go in front. And Tom got hit in the back of his head, which is cause for the stoppage in play. Anytime there's any sort of head injury, should be a drop ball. Did the temperature drop about 10 degrees the second second half started?
I think so.
Looking at John, our cameraman, he agrees.
John's dancing. He's doing TikTok dances over here to stay warm. Maybe I saw the Cupid shuffle. I'm not sure.
The dog has also returned.
Yes.
To the bleachers.
It's a shame that he has not come up to visit me.
He has acquired a blanket, though.
He's gained a lot of fans as well. Look at him. Oh, man.
So we've got a dog in the house, people bringing their coffees. It is whatever it takes.
I chose the wrong form of caffeine. Monster Energy stays cold and gets colder.
Yes.
All my teammates know this. I'm a big energy drink guy. I got 2 right there.
Do you need those?
This is a great question. I have a lot of energy to begin with. A lot of people would assume no, but knowing myself, I'm going to have to go with a yes.
So here is the long-awaited drop ball. Tom is up and moving. He will be fine to continue.
Fun fact, I discovered coffee before a college game. Never had it before. My coach put me onto it, said don't drink Red Bull.
It just gave you a coffee.
He said, hey, you should really think about drinking coffee instead of Red Bull. I was so wired until maybe 3 o'clock because one coffee is not enough. I had 4.
Oh, of course you did. Now, I'm too old. There were no energy drinks when I was playing in high school and college. Here is Robinson.
There's one thing I noticed off the ball that a lot of people probably didn't is Lopez movement. He starts high. He looks like he's going out to the wing and then comes back in. He's lost a defender by that point. That's what they're having a lot of success being able to find him in the middle.
Really is working himself into this match. Was inches away from sending Lipscomb in front. And Wood has been outmuscled on that far flank.
And outthought, too. If you really look at the way Wood took his touch, Billmeyer, I think it is, right? Billmeyer? Billmeyer did an excellent job of knowing his only option is to go line. And he's done that the last few times. He's done an excellent job as a left back. Always high on the left backs. And high on this big switch.
So who will stamp their authority onto this match? Careless turnover from Marfel. Composed Buccaneers team nearly comprising the passes necessary for the counterattack. Just past Aiden O'Brien.
I like that from Robinson. He looks like he's going back to his center back, and then he knows the whole time he's going to play Freese in the middle. Excellent. We need one of those famous Kalala switches right now.
Well, they've located Lopez. Recruiting Robinson forward. Marfel to his left. Links up with Marfel. First time service. Rebounds back to Robinson. Kalala with ETSU pinned in to its own half. Pass from Kalala misplaced. Recovering is Golden. Back for Sibley, who was doing calisthenics while his team built in the midfield just to stay warm. And play continues as Thomas won the ball back, and he can gallop right at the Lipscomb defense. Tom into the penalty area. Robinson went down. The cross comes in as Robinson got nicked in the back of his head by Tom. And that was a scramble by the Lipscomb back line.
I got a lot of issues with that play. One, Tom fouls him in the midfield here. Should have stopped way before. It doesn't need to come to this. Yeah, look at them. Lopez is even saying it. How come there wasn't a foul in the middle?
And the final result is Robinson checking back of his head for blood. Lipscomb players protesting, build up to that play as well.
I want to see Smith a little bit more on the ball. I know that they're having a lot of success being able to find Lopez. This ETSU is sitting back a little bit. They're cutting off the passing lanes to Smith. But if he can make runs off the second pass from Lopez, whether it's to Marfel, whether it's to Woods, you know, we can see a little bit more of him and his ability to wiggle out of situations, maybe even beat one defender and get a shot.
Smith has had a very quiet match.
Yeah, and you know, I think that honestly, it's credit to ETSU. It's nothing to do with Smith not doing anything. It's look at how compact they are. Look, they're shifting as a unit. You've got Tom and his counterpart in the midfield. They got three in the midfield. You know, it's tough to find him right now.
Well, they have found Smith here, but it's Robinson who inherits. Off of Buccaneer, corner kick to Lipscomb. Just the second of the day for the Bisons.
Love that from Robinson. Getting in the attack, trying to whip balls in. Just had his head knocked in. Doesn't faze him.
Lipscomb team that has 5 different goal scorers this year.
You know what the play is, John? Look at this. Robinson runs onto the corner of the 18, gets the ball and shoots, except it's not going to happen.
Ball's lofted in, back post. Oh, and it was a good chance for the center back, William Turner, who had crept forward unmarked. Did not apply the touch that he craved.
And normally has.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's so composed in the back.
Is that the defender in the attacking
Hasn't
third?
hasn't taken a bad touch all game.
Yeah.
But then the one that he probably wanted the most.
Yeah.
Does not come through with the necessary touch. Jordan Broadwater in for ETSU. Was a super sub last year, and once again takes over that role this year. Played 16 minutes in the opener, the redshirt junior from Kingsport, Tennessee.
A lot of Tennessee lads on the field today. But
ETSU has actually cranked out several professional players. Cameron Woodfin, who's plying his trade for Chattanooga FC, and also Aaron Schoenfeld, player who at one point was on the U.S. men's national team radar after a successful career in Israel. Now, a player that you might see on the field when you play Minnesota.
And we did. I remember he had a big fan following at our game. And I was like, who's this guy? I thought he played in Israel. Little did I know, played at ETSU.
So you're admitting you didn't read the scouting report?
I mean, I am dyslexic.
ETSU also the alma mater of one Kenny Chesney.
I know that guy.
Aaron Schoenfeld and Kenny Chesney.
He's on my scouting report, but not for games, just for leisure time.
Well, here are the Buccaneers. Oh, and tripped down while igniting a counterattack. And this will surely be the first booking on Lipscomb today. And it was a necessary foul from Thomas Priest to defuse the counter. And he gets booked for the Bisons. Now, college soccer does have accumulated yellow cards.
Ooh.
You have to sit out after hitting a certain threshold.
How many?
I believe it's 5,
Ooh.
but don't quote me on that.
I always quote you. I'm tweeting you.
Well, they don't get the fine like you do.
Oh, jeez, this is. I don't know why. I mean, they're college kids, right?
No.
Take it out of their meal plan. 5 less meals this week.
You can't charge them in food. Not how amateur athletics works.
Hey, if there's an NCAA football next year, anything can go.
Here's the free kick. Oh, it's flicked on into a dangerous area, and Sibley has collected. So right when Lipscomb, again, feels like it has control of this match, you get these little nibbles from ETSU, and you just wonder where this match is heading.
You know, I hate to say it, but you know, this has sort of been a common theme, right? Like Lipscomb's on the offense, they have the ball for long periods of time, 8 out of 10 times, and then for that 1 or 2 times, ETSU, Alabama, Huntsville, whoever it is, they're able to get into the Lipscomb's final third. You know, is it, hey, we've had the ball for so long, we're expected to win this ball, we always win the ball, or is it just a lucky breakthrough? You know, because ETSU hasn't manifested a ton. Except for this guy, Richards has done he's done a good job of breaking the lines, getting past the defender, whether it's jankiness. By that I mean the ability to bounce it off someone's shin and run onto it, you know. But his service has also been fantastic as well.
He has hoisted it right at the penalty spot, where it's greeted by Kalala of Lipscomb. So at the hour mark, teams tied a goal apiece.
It's definitely gotten colder. There's no doubt about it.
Ice and snow predicted in the next 2 days.
Can't wait to train with that on Monday.
Yeah, I'm going with that. There is talk. Nothing confirmed just quite yet. Lipscomb's match against Marshall coming up. Maybe going to be wiggled around by a day or two. Snow expected in Huntington, West Virginia as well.
Priest has got to be careful. He's on a yellow.
Smith. Good work to win the ball back. Wood has been sliced down at the edge of the penalty area. And the Buccaneer going to go in the book here. Second one. Find the pocket of the referee. And a set piece in a really prime area here for Lipscomb. As the yellow card distributed to Jordan Broadwater, the substitute. First couple minutes, his first foul. He goes into the book. And what do you do with this set piece here, Taylor? It's enough to keep the goalkeeper, Prescott, honest with the angle.
If Richards is able to drop off just a little bit more, what you're going to want to do is run him away. Have Kalala make a looping run to come back to the top of the box, play the ball on the ground. Or you have Robinson come from where he is to the top of the box and you lay it off for a shot. I don't know if I'm doing a good job of explaining what I want, but in my mind I can see it.
So Lopez standing over. It is a 2-man wall for the Buccaneers to protect any shaft of light on the near post.
See, look at Richards. He's going to Goulden. This is the moment where Goulden can run him in behind and someone can come into the space at the top of the box and just rifle it. Ball on the ground. Oh, man.
Plenty of disputed real estate right at the edge of the 6-yard box. Here's an idea in the head here of Lopez. Can the Bisons execute it to go in front? Well, Lopez going for goal. And staying honest on that near post was Dominique Foster. He was able to sneak it under the wall.
Ball on the ground, good idea.
We did walk the surface before the match started. It's got a little bit of slipperiness to it. Bit slick, very moist.
Yeah. They've played 4 games on it, including the women, in a week. Still in great condition.
Corner hurled in towards the near post. And Doherty went slashing at the ball. He is able to earn the free kick. Oh, and there's a card coming out here for ETSU. And that goes on Kieran Richards. And it is a prime set piece for Lipscomb. And it is a position almost identical to when they scored their first goal And that came from Doherty. And he stands over once again.
I'm still wondering how, but I thought Doherty.
So Richards gets whistled not only for the foul, but a yellow card as well. Third Buccaneer in the book. Doherty eyeing the wall. 5-man wall for the visitors. Lopez also in the vicinity.
I think it's going to be Lopez. As a guy who doesn't get to be on these much, look at Robinson. He's so open. And ETSU is doing nothing about it. Doing nothing about it. You got to shoot it, though.
Doherty or Lopez. It is Doherty. Whistled wide. Likes that low-driven shot.
Worked the first time.
He's the man that provided Lipscomb the lead. That was erased in the first half. Still scoreless in this second half. I don't see any Bisons warming up either. It looks like Charles Morrow is going to ride this squad for quite some time.
If I were a sub, I'd be just asking, hey, can I just run? Can I do something?
Tom with room to roam. Touched away by William Turner.
And that's been his story today. Good at the initial touch, but that second pass, that final pass just hasn't been there. Hasn't been clinical enough. Take your touch beyond him, Robinson. There you go.
Lopez going up the gears in the midfield. Weaving his way through. Marfel feathers the cross in. Diving header away. Lopez stabbing at it. Now Smith. And pumped away by Aiden O'Brien.
They've got him on their heels. This is when Lipscomb needs to sink their teeth in and not let up. They need to keep going at this ETSU defense. No.
Smith gets whistled for the foul.
Hate to be a fan there, but no, that's not a foul for me.
Referee has run pretty tight ship.
Yeah, it was chippy in the first half. Probably went into wherever they can get to get warm and said, all right, we need to get a little bit of a rain in on this game. But that for me, I don't know. I think that's just the play. Nothing to see there.
Smith goes down. Knew exactly what he wanted. Got that little nudge from Foster.
Right back goes. That's why we got ball people. Doesn't exclude from you just kicking the ball away.
Kalala, that diagonal, he loves to perform. Past Golden, who had ghosted up.
And that right there, that just needs a little bit more culture, right? That ball works perfect, right on the diag. You know, you can hit a ball like that, hit driven, but a ball that needs to be into Golden stride needs just a little bit more culture on it. Needs to be a little bit hit with a little bit of a more backspin.
And it's Smith who's starting to find some fissures in this back line of the Buccaneers. He's warmed into this match.
You know, John, I think it's too cold for radio today.
Yeah, you're right. The Lipscomb radio crew is not here.
We're not getting our intel.
Surely this will go down as the coldest match in program history. Don't think, I mean, program's been around for quite some time, but it's the first competitive match ever played in February, other than the two that preceded it earlier this week.
You always remember these kind of games where it was freezing. I remember playing St. Bonaventure in October.
Ooh, in Olean, New York?
Oh, yes. I'm impressed, you know.
I've been.
There's nothing up there. It's so cold. It snowed the day before and rained on the day of the game. It was muddy. It was freezing. Our coach told us just clear the ball. You can't play soccer today. I think we scored off a PK.
And you get the feeling, if there is another goal in this match, it might not come from the most congruent, well-constructed plays. That it might just be one of those stab it in, an error perhaps in the back.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah, exactly. I think ETSU has shown that they're a little wobbly in their defense these last couple minutes. Lipscomb's been a little bit more clinical. Lopez has been on the ball a lot more, which I love to see. You know, we've been so high on him being able to switch the point of attack, but today he's been able to really combine down one side, and that's where they've had a lot of success. He's able to find pockets of space. If he doesn't have the availability to turn, he can play to the same side. He can go himself. The thing is, can they get Smith involved a little bit more? Can they get Woods back involved? This left side has been influential in Lipscomb, for Lipscomb.
Buccaneers have brought back in their goal scorer, Jared Loeta. And now it's Smith who's run on. Smith still going. It is still Smith. Covering defense came from Dominique Foster.
Now look at how they're unbalanced. If you can switch the point of attack.
Didn't do it there, though.
Yeah, they didn't do it.
And Kalala nearly let Loeta get in behind.
And if I'm ETSU too, I got to get tired of defending. You know, they've sat back. They've been well organized, but I guess that's the result of well defending.
A rare foray forward into the attacking third for the visitors. Let it run back to Smith. Lopez. Marfel had made an interior run. Nice one delicate touch from William Turner.
I don't know if people realize how hard that is. You're running full pace. You have a guy right on you to take a touch like that, especially. Don't know if he's left-footed, but excellent. Excellent from Turner. Between him and Lopez, man of the match.
Words exchanged between Marfel and Tom. Tom needs to be careful. He is on a yellow card.
I like what I see from Robinson there. He's picking his head up or looking for the early cross. But my man Hayeswood needs to come inside. He can't just be staying wide, especially when the ball's on this left side.
Turning is the powerful Kieran Richards. Expertly sprayed in the middle corridor to Broadwater. Linking up with a teammate on the far side. It is Cameron Carroll. Cross coming in, and Sibley again sure-handed. Not much required of Sibley today, but when called into action, he has been reliable.
That's all can you ask for, especially in games like these, where there's not clear-cut shots, there's not clear-cut chances. You know, can he be clinical with his feet? Can he be reliable when the cross comes in? You know, can you just do your job? This kid, Kieran Richards, has impressed me. You know, he doesn't seem or look to be the fastest, but he's able to get past one defender, then the second, then switch the point of attack. You know, he's been this glue for this ETSU team.
Connection fractured by Tom. And both teams leaning into their blueprints for this match. Lipscomb trying to build, pass its way into the goal. And the Buccaneers happy to sit back and counter. Marfel. Diagonal from Kalala. Too far for Marfel. Reclaimed by Doherty.
Now this is when Lipscomb needs to just be patient.
Oh, as Wood got it in behind, flag is up.
You see Kalala trying to hit the diag. You know, they haven't had a ton of success building out of the back the last 5 minutes. But don't go away from what's worked, right? You know, having guys like Turner and Kalala take touches into the midfield. Then you get Robinson a little bit higher. You get Golden a little bit higher. You get Lopez checking in, Smith running in beyond. Don't go away from what was working.
Lopez has been whistled for slowing up the restart, and Lopez also given a yellow card. Very generous with the cautions, referee. And Lopez, the third Bison, to find the book. Temperatures continue to drop. I think the fans are hoping for a goal to prevent overtime. Taylor, I see that you really taking the heater underneath us.
Oh.
Taking the majority of it.
I didn't even notice. I think I just gravitated towards it. I'm pushing John further out of our booth, which is outside. As our friend John, the cameraman, is laughing at us.
So here is the substitution. Marfel out, and in for Lipscomb is Killian Byrne.
However, we did get some nice Puma gear from Lipscomb today.
They thankfully gave us some very
thank you, Lipscomb.
Elite jackets to put onto our jackets that are on jackets.
Hashtag Puma athletes. Sponsor us.
Sponsor you. Nobody wants to sponsor me.
Yes. The legendary John Freeman. Souvenir for a fan. Don't give it back.
They have to give it back.
John knows me too well.
Game balls are not cheap.
No. This I know.
So where is this game headed? It is a complex match between two teams who operate at different speeds and complete different builds.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like there is a goal in this one. Will it come here from Smith? The cross in towards Wood, over his head, but bearing down is Golden, and then Wood was whistled for touching the back of a ETSU player's head, and even the ETSU player was looking back at the referee with his palms to the sky saying, what was the call?
You know, to be honest, I think it's in moments like there. ETSU hasn't been the most clinical on the ball, especially in their own half. Guys like Lopez, guys like Priest are able to win those balls off of them. Can they spring the attack and unbalance them and do it quickly, you know? One thing I've noticed from Lipscomb today is when they do go down one side, they do a good job of coming back out if it's really not on, but they don't need to go all the way back to the center back. Right now, with about 15 or so minutes left to go, you really need to push the pedal down to push the pedal as much as you can, but also be poised about it. And what I mean by that is don't go away from what is working. Don't do anything stupid. Don't give up any stupid fouls. Be clinical in the way you're attacking. And find Lopez. He's been on fire tonight. Let him dictate. Let him pull the strings for Lipscomb.
Byrne trying to stoke forward for Smith. What's interesting about the college game, Taylor, is that a draw really satisfies no one.
Oh, yeah.
As if, you know, in the professional ranks, you go on the road against a really tough team in a hard environment, you're pretty happy with walking out with a draw.
Yeah.
College, there's not a lot of incentive to play for a draw, so it adds some more complexity to this match as we head closer to our 90-minute deadline and overtime looming.
Definitely. And they don't play nearly as many games as we do, right? I think the college game is, 18 games in a season, if that, depending on your conference and your schedule, especially with COVID. You don't want to tie. You need results. You need 3 points every game.
Well, an avenue is opened up here for the Buccaneers, and they're exploring it on the left side. It's a really good-looking shot, and just whiskers away from sending the Buccaneers ahead is Panholzer, the freshman.
He looked dangerous tonight. You know, he's been clinical. He's been tight with his touches. You know, he's quick. He's actually a lot faster than I initially thought. And to cut in on your right there, I thought that ball was going in. Great take from him.
And a hurried clearance from Turner. There's the clock now under 15 minutes to go here in regulation.
And we talked about Lipscomb having some success, but for ETSU, that's exactly what they need. When Lipscomb is high pressuring with 3 or 4 guys, they're trying to collapse the ball, and somehow ETSU is able to wriggle out. If they switch the point of attack, they're going to have a little bit more success than they already are having. But then they do moments like this. What? Sorry.
There's a ETSU player down. And what was there some sort of confrontation?
I saw Richard just jump in the air, and Doherty was next to him. Someone's dad is saying he kicked him first. I don't think so.
That's the real jury, parents.
Always.
And it is Richards who's still down, and Doherty around the crime scene.
We get some VAR.
Now the linesman here on this near side does not have an opinion, did not see any sort of incident.
He's talking to Turner, saying, hey, how you staying warm? Does Turner have Under Armour, or is he playing like Woods?
He's short sleeved.
Oh, gosh.
And Richards, it looks like a very genuine hobble for Richards. Don't know what it was. And the coach, David Casper, walking onto the field for ETSU. He had a word with the linesman as well. We've noticed it from the very opening kickoff. There's just a little bit of brotherly rivalry, it feels like, between these two Tennessee schools.
It's chippy. It's chippy for sure. And especially with a tied game with under 15 to play, it might get even chippier.
So Broadwater back in with Richards limping to the sideline. Under 14 minutes to go. Laheta launching over the top for Ponholzer.
Oh.
Unconventional clearance from Sibley. And shouldered back into play by Wood. And then a Lipscomb player got clobbered on the sideline.
Wow.
Crashing into an assistant coach for ETSU. And another yellow card out. And it really is coming unraveled now. And this is Laheta who's whistled for the foul.
Laheta's had a few moments like that.
How many players is that now in the book?
I think 5.
So 2 for Lipscomb, and that is the
4?
fourth
John.
yellow card.
Thank you, John. John, our cameraman, on it. Now, if I'm Goulden and I'm Lipscomb, after that tackle, give me the ball, right? I want the ball now. I want to be able to put this down, play. I want to go at them. I want to shove it down their throat.
The stats are just uploaded. That's the 5th yellow card on ETSU.
John.
5 now for ETSU and 2 for Lipscomb. Lost counts.
I'm not great with counting.
Rarely do you see this many cards in a college match. Oh, poor pass from Turner. Broadwater nearly finding that crevice he needed between Kalala and Golden.
Like I said, they don't need to be hasty. They just need to play. They've gone away from finding Lopez.
Wood into a tight area. Okay, Taylor, 13 minutes to go.
Yes.
How does Lipscomb unlock ETSU here? They've really run out of ideas in the last 10 or so minutes.
Yeah. Right now, okay.
Well, they can't turn the ball over
Nope.
there, though, as Broadwater in a 2-on-1. Bringing Laheta forward. And nobody home on the back post. In hot pursuit is Golden, who does really well there to earn the throw-in. So back to my initial question.
Of course, you can't have moments like that, right? Like you can't be laps on the ball, but you need to also have a little bit of patience while also bringing it to this ETSU defense. You need to be able to draw them in, right? Like have Turner dribble a little bit more, right? You don't need to be holding the ball and possessing the ball in your own half. You need to be possessing the ball in their half. You need to be keeping them on the ropes, right? In a boxing terminology. And we don't need to go back so much too, right? Like, yeah, switching the point of attack is great, but can you do it with Lopez? Can you do it with Priest? Can you do it with Doherty? Not your center backs. Going from side to side with your center backs does really nothing at this point in the game.
Starting to feel those heavy legs, too. This Lipscomb team that really has not substituted much. Yes, they've exchanged a few forwards and wings, but the core of it, the Priest and Doherty and Lopez and Wood, the whole back line, this is...
And I think that's why Lopez came out earlier in the first half, right? For the moments like this, just in case they were still tied 1-1. I still want to see Smith on the ball. I still want to see him touching it, getting into situations where he wiggles out of it. And get back to this, right? Winning that second ball. Having a little bit composure. And look at this ETSU. Look at how they're formed, right? They're set back. There's not really a passing angle for Priest to be like, all right, I can find Lopez here. I can find Smith. No, they have to unbalance them in a way that they have to be more aggressive right now. Take that touch forward. Good. Draw them in. Good. But don't force things down one side where 3 players can collapse like that.
Offside flag is up. Crawling now, under 10 minutes to go in regulation. 2 10-minute overtimes looming. Those would be sudden victory. So you do feel like next goal wins, no matter when it comes.
Yeah. The opportunities have just been far and few in between recently.
Oh, dangerous turn. That was Priest who remained composed. Byrne scored in the last match. He's cleaned up his own error. As has Doherty.
Might be the heavy legs, but you notice that first touch for Lipscomb, it's, you know, the ETSU defender is getting there. You know, they have to sort of wiggle out of situations. But not with Turner. He's smooth with it still.
Kalala, a chance to explore.
Break this line. Good. There you go.
Down the far flank goes Golden. Cross in towards Smith. And the sideline punctured on the clearance from Foster. And Lipscomb will reload now with under 9 minutes to go. Earning the corner kick is Golden. A lot of magic in the air here in this second half. Can the Bisons will this ball over the goal line? It is Lopez who's nominated himself to take this. Does have the short option in Golden. Hoisted high and hanging by Golden. Nodded back in by Byrne. Stabbing was Kalala. Still defending to do for ETSU. And Turner cannot win the corner. He thought it went off an ETSU player. Referee disagreed. And a substitution coming for the Bisons. And Lucas Leitner in. And Lahea will head to the sideline.
Got to give credit to ETSU. They've done an excellent job of staying high while also staying compact in defense. you know, they haven't manifested a ton, but even with Richards out, they're still worming out of certain situations. They got the freshman out wide on the left who's been a little bit dangerous. You know, this game is at a stalemate right now. It's all taking place in the middle of the field.
This is an ETSU program that's known to defend. Coming from the SoCon Southern Conference. Last year, 6 less goals against than any other team in that conference.
It's good defending.
Right now, they're hard to break down, but Lipscomb with numbers flooding forward. It's a 4-on-3 for Wood. Wood, the touch is heavy towards the end line, and he ran himself out of play. Probably the most open run that Lipscomb has had the entire match.
Yeah, and you love to see it. Even though it didn't come to fruition, you love to see that from Woods. He's getting in behind. He's winning the second ball. He's trying to take a player on. They need more of this in the last 6 minutes. We don't want to wait for overtime for those kind of moments. Let's see if they can build on that energy.
And Byrne has bailed out Aiden O'Brien.
A former LaSalle guy. I played against LaSalle.
Killian Byrne?
Aiden O'Brien.
Yeah, LaSalle University.
Yeah.
It's on his 3rd school. Began his career at South Carolina. And now will end it at ETSU, the senior.
Getting a taste of everything.
Byrne. And Priest dispossessed. Really necessary challenge from Doherty. It's inspired Lipscomb forward. Robinson. Lopez has made the run. Byrne. Switched to a dangerous position, and Ponholzer taking over. Poked off of his foot by the intrepid Doherty.
Good
Flex
whip
out
here.
to
Come on.
Robinson. Cross curled in. Headed away by Foster. Further to safety. And a cushioned header in the direction of Byrne. Less than 5 minutes to go. Surely the next goal will win this match.
John, right there is just where I don't think they need to go back to the center back, because that gives the opportunity for ETSU to get back into their block, wait for them to try and play an entry ball like they just did. But this is Lipscomb's bread and butter. They win the second.
Smith taken off of his foot by Perry. And now ETSU a chance to break in. They've got numbers flooding forward. Ponholzer on the far wing. Pursued by Doherty. Locates Broadwater. The switch was on, but could not apply the proper texture.
Four minutes, you got to manifest 2 good attacks. One of them has to be clear cut. The other one could be a half chance that facilitates an energy uplifting movement for this Lipscomb team.
Lopez. Now Wood. Cross went off the chest of the defender.
How are they not screaming for a handball?
Well, Wood had the best view of it.
Twice his corner kick
No
upcoming.
protests from Wood.
Ooh.
And Lipscomb with a corner kick with under 4 minutes to go now. Is there a breakthrough here in this second half for the Bisons? It's a scripted routine off the training ground. Cross coming in towards Wood, he scores!
That's my boy.
The Bisons on the brink of staying perfect. It's Hayes Wood, his first goal of the season. And Lipscomb with 3:09 left takes the lead.
I should have made that bet today. Excellent, excellent delivery. Was that Doherty? Yeah, I think so, right?
Oh, It was Wood who scored.
Yeah,
And Doherty's
the ball.
cross.
Yeah, Doherty. Excellent ball from Doherty. Man, Woods is able to seal the defender, head it right back into right where it needs to go. Now this is where you just bunker in. You park the bus, and you see this game out. Excellent. Well done.
And Wood finally rewarded for his efforts. Past 3 games that we've had the pleasure of seeing, he has worked and worked and worked, and now has a product to show for it.
I'm becoming a fan. Like, I feel like I'm so invested in this team.
Well, they did give you the gear.
Yeah.
That helps.
Didn't need to. I was already sold. It is Valentine's Day.
There's a lot of personality in this Lipscomb team.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of diversity in playing styles in it, in statures, in backgrounds, all of it. It makes for a very compelling view.
Yes.
And now the Bisons can just see this game out.
This team is exciting to watch. You know, you talk about their midfield of Priest, Doherty, Lopez, who's playing in front of those two. They do an excellent job of controlling the pace of play. You have excellent wide players. You have excellent fullbacks, guys who you can actually play out of the back with. And when you have 2 defenders as Turner and Kalala, like, who's really getting by them? You know, they're composed. They can play out of situations. It's excellent.
And we have devolved into this portion of the match. Ball in the corner, players wasting time, a little bit of grappling. And in the end, ETSU gets what it wanted, which is the ball back, and Lipscomb gets what it wanted, which is wasting a few more precious seconds. Clock does stop, though. No stoppage time in college soccer. So
Hayden O'Brien's still talking to Smith.
desperation time for the Buccaneers.
Now this is where you just, drop it maybe. Yeah, bounce it a little bit. Definitely don't go backwards, has to go forwards. There you go.
And Smith has turned his defender. And safety first from Foster. I'll take more seconds off. Clock continues to roll. Hashed upfield by Tom. Field clearance. Oh, now the Bisons can pour it on with Lopez. Maybe one last chance here for ETSU. They've got to heave numbers forward.
1 minute remaining in regulation. 1 minute.
Excellent.
Lopez making life difficult. Ball will not settle for the Buccaneers. This will help a free kick with 40 seconds to go. And Smith too close to the free kick, and he will get booked with now 33 seconds to go. ETSU has thrown 7 players into the attacking half, and they're going to let their goalkeeper, Andrew Prescott, take this free kick, allowing the numbers all now to step into the attacking end other than Prescott, who's the only player on this side of the field.
Prescott's going to kick it, run up.
Boy, Lipscomb is holding quite a high line here.
They are.
And now the Buccaneers will have a free kick. Clock continues to roll, 20 seconds to go. They got to go here. Down to 13 seconds. Headed out by Kalala. Slashed away by Priest. And that will do it. The Bisons were pushed to the brink. ETSU resolute and defiant, but in the end, the goal comes when they needed it. And it is Hayes Wood who scores his first of the season. And Lipscomb, 8 days into its season, is 3-0. Tell your final thoughts before we thaw after this match. Lipscomb wins it 2-1.
I'm proud of this Lipscomb team. You know, the 2 games before against Alabama, Huntsville, and Evansville, they were it just came easy for them. Way more dominating performance today, a little bit more back and forth, ball staying more in the middle of the park, not really any clear-cut chances, but they're able to grind out a goal late. You know, that's what you need, especially when tournament time comes. You're going to be playing against teams where it's going to be tough to get into the opponent's final third. It's going to be tough to create chances, so you need to be able to finish when it counts. And to be able to finish with less than, I think it was 5 minutes to go, whew, makes for a great story. And you saw the way that Lopez was celebrating that goal and the way he celebrated after the game. That means a lot for them. That's great for them. Uplifting for this team.
Well, the Bisons are 3-0. They've done it in all types of conditions. And now they will finally head on the road. Taylor, thank you so much, as always. Enjoyed it, as always.
John, always a legend. You're the best.
That's Taylor Washington. I'm John Freeman for our cameraman, John, as well. We will sign off from the Lipscomb Soccer Complex. Bisons win 2-1 over ETSU. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.